The situation surrounding Gervonta "Tank.Davis and his boxing career in 2025 is a complex tapestry woven with legal troubles, professional uncertainties, and the lingering anticipation of a high-profile rematch with Lamont Roach Jr. The boxing world has been abuzz with speculation, updates, and conflicting narratives about Davis's immediate future, particularly following his arrest on July 11, 2025, for misdemeanor battery and domestic violence charges stemming from an alleged incident on June 15, 2025, in Doral, Florida. This legal issue has cast a significant shadow over his planned rematch with Roach, originally scheduled for August 16, 2025, in Las Vegas, and has led to the fight's cancellation, as confirmed by Premier Boxing Champions, PBC, after multiple failed attempts to reschedule. The developments have raised questions about Davis's mental state, his commitment to the sport, and whether fans will see him return to the ring anytime soon. This narrative explores the intricacies of Davis's legal and professional challenges, the impact on his career, the sentiments within the boxing community, and the broader implications for his legacy as one of boxing's brightest stars. Gervonta Davis, a Baltimore native and undefeated WBA lightweight champion with a record of 30-0-1, 28 KOs, has long been regarded as one of the most electrifying talents in boxing. His nickname, Tank, reflects his explosive power and relentless style, which have made him a fan favorite and a pay-per-view draw. His March 1, 2025, fight against Lamont Roach Jr. at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, was a pivotal moment in his career. The bout ended in a controversial majority draw, marking the first time Davis failed to secure a victory in his professional career. The fight was marred by a ninth-round incident where Davis took a knee after a jab from Roach, which many believed should have been ruled a knockdown. The referee's decision not to count it as such sparked widespread debate, and Roach's camp appealed to the New York State Athletic Commission, NYSAC, to overturn the result. The NYSAC acknowledged the missed call but deemed it non-outcome determinative, leaving the draw intact. The event drew 16,420 tickets, generated a $6.4 million gate, and reportedly sold 262,000 pay-per-view buys, underscoring Davis's star power despite the controversial outcome. The draw set the stage for a highly anticipated rematch, initially targeted for June 21, 2025, at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. However, Davis requested more time to prepare, pushing the date to August 16, 2025. The boxing community was eager for this second chapter, as Roach, with a record of 25-1-2, 10 KOs, had proven himself a formidable opponent by taking Davis the distance and exposing vulnerabilities in the champions game. Roach, the WBA super featherweight champion, showed resilience against Davis's vaunted power and countered effectively, leaving fans and analysts divided on who truly deserved the win. The rematch was seen as an opportunity for both fighters to settle the score and for Davis to reassert his dominance in the lightweight division. However, Davis's legal troubles have significantly disrupted these plans. On July 11, 2025, Davis was arrested in Miami Beach for allegedly assaulting his ex-girlfriend, the mother of two of his children, during a dispute on Father's Day, June 15, 2025. According to police reports, the incident occurred when Davis arrived at the victim's residence in Doral, Florida, to pick up their children. A verbal argument escalated, and Davis allegedly struck the woman on the back of the head and slapped her face, causing a minor cut to her lip. The victim's mother witnessed part of the altercation and recorded video evidence of Davis throwing a small box at the victim. Davis was taken into custody at the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center and held without bond, though he was released days later. He waived pre-trial appearances, pleaded not guilty, and has a court hearing scheduled for August 12, 2025. The legal process has introduced significant uncertainty into his boxing schedule, as it remains unclear how the outcome will affect his ability to train and compete. The arrest has had immediate repercussions for the Davis-Roach rematch. PBC initially explored rescheduling the fight for August 23 or August 30, 2025, in Las Vegas, but these efforts proved futile. Reports indicate that Davis had stopped training for approximately 3 weeks prior to his arrest, raising questions about his physical and mental readiness. On July 17, 2025, Roach publicly stated that the rematch was off for August 16 and expressed uncertainty about whether it would happen at all, noting that Davis had not signed the contract. Boxing insider Rick Glazer posted on X that Davis was avoiding the fight, suggesting he was reluctant to face Roach again after their closely contested first encounter. These claims were echoed by posts on X, with some speculating that Davis's legal issues, combined with his existing probation from a 2023 hit-and-run case, were preventing him from committing to the bout. Others, however, argued that it was premature to label Davis as ducking the fight, given the ongoing legal proceedings. The cancellation has sparked frustration within the boxing community, particularly from Roach, who has been vocal about his desire to face Davis again. Roach, hailing from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, is contractually entitled to an immediate rematch due to a clause exercised by Davis after their March draw. He has expressed confidence in his ability to compete with Davis, stating on social media and in interviews that he is ready for the fight and believes it will happen eventually. Roach's camp has also hinted at exploring other options if Davis remains unavailable, with names like Shakur Stevenson and Edwin de los Santos mentioned as potential opponents. Stevenson, in particular, has called for a fight with Davis, adding another layer of intrigue to the lightweight division's landscape. Davis's legal history has further complicated the narrative. This is not his first encounter with the law. In 2020, he was charged with simple battery after an altercation at a charity basketball game. In 2021, he pleaded guilty to 4 charges related to a hit-and-run incident in Baltimore, resulting in 90 days of house arrest and community service. In 2022, he faced another domestic violence accusation, which was later withdrawn. These incidents have painted a troubling pattern, drawing criticism from figures like Oscar de la Hoya, who, in a July 12, 2025, interview with Fight Hub TV, expressed admiration for Davis's talent but urged him to get his stuff together and emphasized that you don't hit women. De la Hoya warned that if Davis is found guilty, his career could be in serious jeopardy. Conversely, Bill Haney, father of Devin Haney, defended Davis, framing his legal troubles as part of a broader issue affecting young black athletes and expressing hope that Davis and his family could resolve their disputes. The boxing community's response to Davis's situation is mixed. Some fans and analysts are frustrated, viewing his legal issues as a self-inflicted obstacle to his career. Posts on X have highlighted the backlash Davis faced for his silent, hooded exit from jail, with many criticizing his refusal to address the media. Others, like former champion Tim Bradley, have suggested that Davis is mentally checked out and fed up with boxing, pointing to his reported retirement plans. In December 2024, Davis announced his intention to retire in 2025 after 3 fights, starting with the Roach rematch. However, with the rematch cancelled and his legal case unresolved, the feasibility of those plans is in doubt. Some speculate that Davis's talk of retirement may be a reaction to the mounting pressure of his legal troubles and the physical toll of the sport, as noted by his promoter, Leonard Ellerby, who emphasized the brutal nature of boxing and the importance of prioritizing life outside the ring. Roach, meanwhile, remains focused on his career. He has expressed empathy for Davis, stating that he doesn't wish jail time on anyone and hopes the allegations are untrue. However, he has also called out Davis for failing to honor a $250,000 bet made before their first fight, where Davis reportedly wagered he would knock Roach out. The bet, discussed on the All the Smoke Fight podcast, became a point of contention when Davis responded dismissively on social media, telling Roach to focus on the bigger financial opportunity of the rematch. This exchange has added a personal edge to their rivalry, further fueling interest in a potential second fight. The uncertainty surrounding Davis's return to the ring hinges on the resolution of his legal case. His arraignment on August 12, 2025, will likely provide clarity on whether he faces penalties that could further delay his boxing activities. If convicted, he could face up to 1 year in jail for the misdemeanor charge, though his history of avoiding severe consequences suggests he may negotiate a lesser penalty. Regardless, the legal proceedings have already disrupted his training and fight schedule, and his assistant coach, Kenny Ellis, confirmed that no fight date will be set until the court case is resolved. Ellis emphasized his role in supporting Davis outside the legal realm, indicating that Davis's team is taking a cautious approach. For fans, the cancellation of the Davis-Roach rematch is a disappointment, given the excitement surrounding their first fight. The March 1, 2025, bout was a tactical chess match, with Davis leading early on the scorecards before Roach mounted a late rally. CompuBox stats showed Roach throwing 121 more punches than Davis, though Davis landed slightly more power punches. The close nature of the fight, combined with the controversy over the non-called knockdown, made the rematch a must-see event. Now, with the fight off and no clear timeline for Davis's return, fans are left speculating about his future opponents and whether he will fulfill his promise of 2 or 3 more fights before retiring. The broader implications of Davis's situation touch on recurring themes in boxing. The sport has long grappled with its tolerance for fighters with legal troubles, as noted in a 2023 Guardian article that criticized boxing's acceptance of criminality in the context of Davis's earlier issues. His repeated arrests have reignited this debate, with some arguing that his talent should not excuse his actions, while others, like Bill Haney, frame his troubles as part of systemic challenges facing young athletes. Davis's case also highlights the precarious balance between personal life and professional obligations in a sport where physical and mental readiness are paramount. As of July 31, 2025, Davis's future in boxing remains uncertain. The August 16 rematch with Roach is officially cancelled, and while PBC explored later dates, no new fight has been confirmed. Davis's legal hearing in mid-August will likely determine his availability for the remainder of the year. If he resolves his legal issues swiftly, a rescheduled rematch with Roach or a high-profile fight with someone like Shakur Stevenson could materialize in late 2025 or early 2026. However, if the legal process drags on or results in significant penalties, his career could be paused indefinitely, potentially accelerating his retirement plans. Roach, for his part, is ready to move forward, whether against Davis or another contender, and his performance in their first fight has elevated his status in the sport. Davis's story is one of immense talent juxtaposed against personal struggles. His journey from the crime-ridden streets of West Baltimore to boxing stardom is well documented, with his training at Upton Boxing Center since age 7 serving as a lifeline. His amateur record of 206 wins and 15 losses, coupled with his professional dominance, has cemented his reputation as a generational talent. Yet, his legal troubles threaten to overshadow his achievements, raising questions about whether he can reclaim his focus and deliver the fights fans expect. For now, the boxing world waits, hopeful that Tank can navigate his challenges and return to the ring, but acutely aware that his next steps, both in court and in boxing, will shape his legacy.